wasn't random at all. And the tug you've been feeling isn't anxiety, it's alignment humming beneath the noise of your days. If you've sensed a pressure gathering without a name, or a presence wrapping your routine with quiet certainty, it isn't imagination. The energy of wealth, real, rooted, soul-level wealth, isn't ahead asking you to sprint. It's here, it's circling, it's waiting for you to be still enough to let it land. Scorpio, your soul didn't wander into this message by accident. You've been signaling it softly, choosing integrity over applause, quiet over noise, depth over speed. The universe heard you and answered, not with fireworks, but with a steady, unmistakable pull you can feel when you breathe. Before we go deeper, meet yourself where you are. Breathe into the base of your spine, then into the center of your chest. Let the breath move like a tide, unforced, rhythmic, patient. Notice what stirs when you stop and witness your own presence. That is the current we're entering. Anchor it by naming yourself in time. Write your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments, not for attention, but as a vow to your rhythm. When you name your season begins naming you back. Scorpio, mark your arrival here. The timing is exact. Your path was never about proving worth through speed. The world preaches velocity like salvation, but your power is depth. When you move from the marrow, deliberate, surgical, precise. Others skim, you descend. Lately, whether you realized it or not, you've been living closer to that inner pulse. Maybe you stepped back from rooms that wanted your performance more than your truth. Maybe you traded urgency for breath and worried slowing meant losing momentum. It didn't. You were gathering it. If this is landing for you, subscribe to Dark Scorpio so we keep returning to this frequency together. This is a practice, and devotion keeps it alive. Here is the warning woven into the blessing. Not to frighten you, but to wake you. Something big is already in motion. How it meets you is not about hustle or frantic effort. It's about coherence, the quiet agreement between breath, body, attention, and intention. And when these align, the field around you reconfigures. People approach differently, options soften their edges, choices get cleaner. The wealth you've been summoning doesn't crash in like an accident. It condenses around what is most grounded in you. And you've been becoming that grounded point every time you honored timing over timeline, clarity over confusion, truth over performance. It will show up in subtle markers first. Conversations that used to drain you fall off your calendar. Old habits loosen without a dramatic goodbye. Your breath slows where you used to brace. That isn't hesitation, it's mastery. You remember what others forget, the weight of truth in your stomach, the electricity behind your eyes when something aligns, the heat up your spine when intuition says yes. You were born with this inner technology. Noise pulled you off rhythm for a while, but you've been choosing quieter over louder, presence over narrative, consistency over urgency. That is wealth behavior, not panic, precision. If you need proof, listen to your body in stillness. Notice the micro signals. Softening behind your ribs, shoulders settling, jaw unclenching when you gift yourself 10 seconds of unhurried air. These are not small, they're evidence that your field is stabilizing. And the big thing isn't one singular event, it's a convergence. Think of it as the tide you've been calling with your choices, rising enough to lift what is yours and reveal what only pretended to be. Some things will float toward you, others will drift away. Your task is not to chase or cling. Your task is to allow what recognizes you to meet you fully. You can feel momentum building in the unseen, and your system is already adjusting. That's why you've been clearing corners of your life, your finances, your desk, your phone, your morning routine. Space is not emptiness, it's invitation. The universe loves a clean landing strip. You create one each time you choose clarity over clutter, integrity over convenience, silence over the performance of being fine. You weren't born to be fine. You were born to be exact. Exactness is kindness to your future self, and the field responds to that kindness by organizing around it. If part of you fears you're falling behind, remember, the deepest successes thicken beneath the surface before anyone can see them. Roots mature in the dark. Water learns the rock before it carves the canyon. Then one day, a green blade pierces the soil, and the world calls it sudden. You call it inevitable. That is the architecture of your season. It might surprise others because you didn't announce it or post every step. Your life has been becoming truer in quiet rooms. That's your advantage. Your reveals are clean. Your yes is clean. Your no is clean. Pause with me for a moment. Open your palms. Ask yourself, what am I willing to receive if I stop bracing for loss? If you feel resonance like this video now, not for an algorithm, but as a ritual bell, a gentle declaration of readiness. Energy gathers where attention rests. Acknowledging resonance amplifies it and teaches your system to recognize this frequency again and again. Do not confuse the settling of your energy with stagnation. When water stills, it reflects perfectly. When breath slows, truth becomes audible. The old strategies, overworking, over-explaining, over-promising, were cages disguised as ladders. They promised altitude and delivered exhaustion. Your new way isn't a strategy, it's a state. From that state, decisions make themselves. When something is yours, you will feel it in your bones. It won't need to be wrestled into place. It will arrive like a key that already knew your door. Remember the phoenix in you, the one who burns clean and rises true. Transformation doesn't ask permission. It asks participation. If something is ending, bless it. If something is beginning, bless it. If something is unclear, bless it anyway. Blessing is how your soul recognizes its own handwriting across a chapter your mind is only starting to read. The wave approaching you is not chaos, it is a carrier. Don't perch on the crest where you're tossed. Slip into the pocket where power is smooth, focused, and fully rideable. You find that pocket by staying honest, slow on the inside, and unwilling to trade intuition for applause. There is love braided into this wealth, but not the kind that grips. It's alignment love, friendships that breathe, partnerships that lift without shrinking you, work that feeds your life rather than consuming it. Your frequency is already calling for these because your energy is coherent enough to host them. When someone arrives with anything less than reciprocity, your field will register it like grit between teeth. You won't need to argue. You'll simply no longer be available. That too is wealth, the richness of standards, self-respect, and time. As days unfold, watch for signs that your station is set correctly. Ease in places that used to clench, clarity where fog lingered, invitations that match your values rather than your fears. Notice how often silence gives you the answer before logic finishes a sentence. That's your indicator you're tuned. Keep listening. And when it's time to act, let the action be clean and unhurried. Precision isn't slow, it's exact. Exactness saves you from doing the same work twice and keeps your power concentrated, not scattered. If a door doesn't open, it wasn't made for you. If a door swings wide, don't apologize by narrating your entire history to the room. The habit of over-contextualizing yourself is erosion. You don't owe a thesis, only a decision. The right places recognize the texture of your presence the way a lock recognizes its key. Notice how little you need to say when you're aligned. Notice how the body relaxes around truth. Notice how the right people give you time to finish your sentences because they aren't trying to replace your voice with theirs. Honor your discipline. Stillness is not passive. It's a strong spine with a soft belly. It's a calendar that reflects what matters. It's the refusal to multitask your soul. You can work deeply without working frantically. You can be ambitious without leaking your life force into everything that flashes. If you're tempted to sprint, ask if the sprint is fear wearing fast shoes. Walk instead, let the field do its part. When the moment for speed is true, You'll know. Your body will shift from calm to crisp, and the action will feel like completing a sentence you've held in your bones. Let this be your seal. I receive what already recognizes me. Write it somewhere. Whisper it when you cross thresholds. Breathe it when you wake and before sleep. And if this message braided itself into your timing the way it did into mine while speaking, remember to like this video as a quiet vow to keep choosing your rhythm and subscribe to Dark Scorpio so we can keep meeting in the stillness that makes everything possible. The wave isn't coming. It has arrived. Stand in its pocket. Be exact. Be at peace. And let what belongs to you find you now.